I'm one of those people who love to catch Pokemon in Pokeballs that match their design. However, when it came to Miraidon, I was stumped. The Master Ball felt too easy, and nothing else really matched the Pokemon. Or so I thought. When I asked my friends, one of them gave me the most insane but brilliant idea: to catch Miraidon in a Beast Ball. As soon as he mentioned it, I realized how perfect of a match it was. Not only the color scheme, but the animations as well. The only problem is, the catch rate of the Beast Ball is incredibly low if you aren't using it on an Ultra Beast. In fact, you are 10 times less likely to catch a Pokemon with this ball compared to a regular Pokeball. Not to mention the fact that Miraidon ties with many other legendaries for the lowest catch rate in the game. Now, as difficult as this already sounds, there was one more factor that made this catch feel even more impossible, and that was the fact that throughout the game, you can only get one Beast Ball. This means that between each throw of a ball, I would need to reset my game and bring Miraidon down to 1 HP with the status all over again. This meant this catch could take forever. Nevertheless, realizing how amazing it would look, I set off on a mission to make this near impossible catch. Typically when I catch legendary Pokemon, I opt to use the paralysis status condition over sleep. I do this because the moves are more accurate and the status is typically permanent, allowing me to continuously spam Pokeballs after applying the status. However, realizing that Miraidon's electric type makes him immune to paralysis, I had no choice but to opt into sleep. Luckily, this made little difference because I couldn't spam Pokeballs either way. Once I had a game plan, what was next was to prep the perfect Pokemon, and in this case, that Pokemon was my Iron Valiant. This Pokemon is one of few that can learn both False Swipe, which can lower the opponent's health to 1 HP without knocking it out, and Hypnosis, which could put it to sleep. With my Iron Valiant ready, we went in for the first attempt. This first attempt, however, went far from what we had in mind. I forgot to account for how bulky and powerful Miraidon was, and I quickly realized it could easily take me out before I got enough False Swipes in to lower it to 1 HP, let alone put it to sleep. For the next attempt, I decided to lead with Hypnosis, however this time I was in for a very rude awakening. You see, I'd forgotten that the electric terrain prevented the sleep status, meaning I'd need to wait until it disappeared at turn 6 before I could put Miraidon to sleep. I couldn't afford to wait those turns, so it was back to the drawing board. Knowing that I need to change the terrain to something other than Fairy Electric, which both prevented sleep, my first idea was to leverage the new Pokemon Arboliva and its new Seed Solar ability. This ability allowed it to put up the grassy terrain anytime it gets hit with an attack. The next challenge then became, how do I consistently and quickly lower Miraidon's HP without Iron Valiant fainting? This is when I noticed Memento was one of Arboliva's egg moves. The move Memento causes the user to faint, but lowers the opponent's attack and special attack by 2 stages. This meant I could switch into Iron Valiant and greatly reduce Miraidon's damage output all in one turn. After having a quick picnic to transfer the egg move from my jump bluff to Arboliva, I was ready to try again. Unfortunately, despite this being an amazing idea in theory, I quickly realized it wasn't a good idea in practice. The grassy terrain was constantly healing Miraidon as I was dealing damage, which made it take more turns to reduce its HP to 1, and once I did, the healing meant it would restore a small portion of HP before I could even throw a ball. When going for a catch with rates so low, every hit point matters, and I knew this grassy terrain strategy was not going to work. And honestly, in this moment things felt pretty hopeless. But when a friend jokingly messaged me, "fuck the terrain," it reminded me of the new move Ice Spinner, which dealt sizable damage and removed any terrain from the field. This move was my last hope. The only challenge was, I needed a Pokemon who would be weak enough to not kill Miraidon, who was weak to Ice type, but also fast enough to move first, else it could be knocked out before removing the terrain. After hitting the damage calculator to find the perfect Pokemon, it turned out they were sitting in my box all along. It was the legendary Pokemon Chien-Pao. My Chien-Pao was level 63 after doing some EV training, which left it at the perfect speed to outspeed Miraidon's highest potential by a mere 15 points, while also having a low enough attack stat that Ice Spinner had less than 1% chance to knock out Miraidon. I was lucky, just a few levels higher and my Chien-Pao would have been too powerful for this to work. After teaching him the move Ice Spinner and giving him an eject button, which would switch him out after taking a non-lethal hit, Chien-Pao was ready to take center stage. In our first encounter, things were going exactly as planned. Chien-Pao managed to outspeed, drop Miraidon's HP into the red, and cleared the terrain all before getting knocked out and paving the way for Iron Valiant. However, Iron Valiant decided in this run and the next to be useless and miss Hypnosis a total of 4 times in a row. all while holding the wide lens to boost its accuracy. Realizing how inconsistent this strategy could be because of Hypnosis' terrible accuracy, I knew I needed a backup plan for putting Miraidon to sleep. To fill this slot, I leveled up my Brute Bonnet. With the 100% accurate Spore, and more than enough bulk to take any one hit, he was the perfect Pokemon to fill this slot. Moving on from Iron Valiant's failures, we finally started having some consistent success putting Miraidon to sleep. From there, it was rinse and repeat, and repeat, and repeat, and repeat, with no more than a single shake in the first hour of resets. With such limited success, it was time to try something new, which in this case was making a sandwich. After a quick Google search, I found that recipe 69, the Great Refreshing Sandwich, gave me Catching Power Dragon level 2. Hoping that this would make some sort of difference, we did some sandwich crafting and went back to face Miraidon again. The sandwich seemed to have some kind of impact because the ball shook once before Miraidon broke out, which I had found to be a very rare occurrence. Unfortunately, due to the fact that I would need to go through the process of making the sandwich and jumping back down to the bottom of Area 0 with each reset, it felt like I was wasting more time than it was worth. After going back to the previous strategy of doing quick resets in front of Miraidon without any kind of sandwich power, not much was changing. I was still stuck in an endless loop of instant breakouts, and once again it felt like I was in for the long haul. Ball after ball, not much was happening. To speed up the process, I even had a friend of mine give me their Beast Ball so I can get 2 throws per reset. Yet, even with 2 Beast Balls, our resets were still nothing more than a series of instant breakouts. Until... Oh, no way! No way! I got a crit capture!
Oh, Queen!
At 20!
Same.
It was only 20! What the fuck?
Boy.
Let's go, dude! Critical capture, baby. My perseverance and strategizing were rewarded, and as you can tell, I was extremely ecstatic. In only 20 resets, we were able to catch a Pokemon that I thought could easily take over 1,000. Even though this challenge of mine went by much faster than I expected, I am definitely looking to do more crazy stuff like this. If you enjoyed the video and you want to see more fun challenges like this, drop a like. And if you do, maybe the 1 in 50,000 triple segment shiny Dunsparce is next on the list.